It's once again Saturday, so I'm going to start the next part of the project, and that project replacing this Bimini Dodger with a fiberglass version. No more umbrella. I'm going to remove this Bimini. It's getting pretty old and tired, and they don't last more than 5 years, and the clears get very hard to see through. Remove all these little fittings, so my sheet of fiberglass will come down here, and then I'll coat this area with sellotape so that I can laminate from the sheet onto the boat, and I can still remove it. It won't stick to the sellotape, and that'll give me a bonding flange right round. And from my plastic pattern, I've cut out my 800 BA to make 2 layers of glass. I'm going to laminate this in 2 layers. I got my 2 pieces of glass cut. I have my shape marked out. I have my resin, catalyst, brush, squeegee. And the technique on this will be, I'll be doing 2 layers down at one time. But first I'll wet out the surface, and then I'll roll that layer, first layer out, wet it out, working maybe 500 millimeters, and then I'll put the second layer on, roll it on top, wet it out, go back, wet out, wet that one layer out, keep moving, so that as I work all the way along here, I've got a complete laminate. That's because it's 35 degrees here, and this will go off mighty quick, and there's no way to lay this all out in one go within 30 minutes or so. And I can do multiple batches of resin, keep my batches small so they don't cook. I wet out underneath, wetted the first layer out to here. I've rolled out the second layer, wetted it out. I've squeegeed it. I've still got some excess resin here, which I'll just keep moving down the track. That's the first part done. Now I'll roll this back, wet out next area, just keep moving the process along. I can't do much videoing. I'll get very sticky hands shortly. Okay. Here the writing shows through nicely. Nice. Clear laminate. Fits within my blue lines. Probably late this afternoon I'll come and peel it off. And okay, let's see about peeling this up. Put it underneath. Ooh. That's it, nice and free. Let's flip it over. It's upside down. Nice and smooth. Good pinholes, minimal pinholes, so I can paint it. I'm going to remove this Bimini. It's getting pretty old and tired, and they don't last more than 5 years, and the clears get very hard to see through. Remove this, but as soon as I remove this, the frame's not going to be very secure in place. It's going to fall. The frame actually got a nice frame. That's why I really like this Bimini. It's a nice solid frame. This part's held very firmly in place. This bracket's really good and adjustable, but this one will fall. So I've got to create some way of holding that one in the right position. So I've taken a centerline measurement. From here I'll put a, I don't know, masking tape first to hold it in place, maybe a piece of timber or something to attach it to hold it in the right place, so that then when I can put the sheet on top, it'll stay. I have moved the boom out of the way, cleared off everything out of my way. I've got my rolls of fiberglass that I made up actually a couple of weeks ago now. I'm going to try and spread them over top, cut the shape, trim everything, and then I'll show you what that looks like. It's going to be a nightmare to do actually. Well, it started to rain. We got the summer shower. I've marked my cut lines, so now I've got to do some dusty dirting. Wow. Cut that, then I can try and fit this one, see how it goes. Wow, look at this fiberglass Dodger. Spent a bit of time cutting and trimming it all around to get it all to fit. And up here, ooh. The inside just looks like a normal Dodger set of material. It's fiberglass, double bias. Right. It's cut to fit. Now the next thing, I've got to put a glass tape over, just like doing an apply and tape boat. Tape this. I'm going to put a tape around the bottom down onto the boat. Same size, same shape, pretty much the same shape. What's the Let me show you a little bit about this. Is double bias. It's an offcut from there. It's 2 layers of double bias. This stuff is pretty magical. You take a good bend because it's not like that's better. Look at that. Oh, quite a bend. Good strength, good flexibility, and when I put a tape on, that'll lock the shape. The tape along the bottom and it'll lock the shape. I'm also going to tape around this edge. That'll lock it in. I'm kind of tossing up whether I put a tape across here and kind of glass the tubes in place, and then it's fixed. I'll still be able to take it off because I can undo the bolts down here and take that off. I'll only secret it to the boat so that if I decide in a typhoon or something, I can take it off, chuck it over the side. This has been quite a project so far. Very hot, even though it's not really that sunny today. I'm gonna take a break, wash the boat, have a cold drink. Now we've got a boat very close to us. Less than a boat length off the bow. Most people are starting to go home. It's just after 5 o'clock. We've had a great day playing. Yeah. And Jan is down inside at the moment. We've got visitors. Just taking a break, having a little bit to eat. Jan's going to cook dinner using solar power. I've just been laminating in the final bits that I'm going to do on the boat. This is my Dodger, how it's coming on. Dodger, you can see the window sizes will be, and this part, connection between the Dodger and the GRP bimini. This will be acrylic. This ply is here so I can create a flange to attach the acrylic, bond it between the two. There will be a composite fiberglass piece here, a white piece to hold the edge. I'll have to build it up with thickness, so I'll do that off the boat. and that means that we can stay dry in here, but it'll be clear or very lightly tinted acrylic so that we can stay dry. When it rains, we're dry. Eventually there'll be clear covers all around for the winter season. Oh, it's making this boat very nice. Okay. I added some extra laminate in this area around the windows and below to strengthen up these areas and the center post between the windows so that that doesn't flex so much, because this is ultra thin. Now it's quite strong. I can bond it. When I bond it to the deck, it will keep it rigid. I then skimmed this with some polyester filler, auto filler, because it's quick and easy. Skimmed along this area, up and out. A lot of this area has been skimmed. Sanded it, plenty of sanding, a few more skims, and then I have now painted it with Perfection undercoat. On the inside, I put a laminate from here over this rail and down to the window line. That was done when it was on the boat. I've skimmed it with some auto filler. I will sand that up, probably give it another skim, and then start undercoating. I'll need to do the same down here. Skim that. That's the original glass. This inside glass is quite rough. Where I did the laminate over here, I've skimmed that on the inside. I will sand that this weekend and start undercoating, and then I'll be ready to paint the whole thing. I think take it to the boat, bond it on the boat, and cut the windows out. Right. It's upside down in case you don't notice. I've skimmed the inside with some auto filler, sanded that. Now I'm going to give it a coat of Perfection undercoat. I've been working hard, a lot of sanding, a lot of undercoating, a lot of sanding, and now I finally put first layer top coat on. Now let this dry, give it a very light sand, just touch up some little defects, and then I'll put a next layer of gloss on. May end up with 3 layers of gloss to give it the depth. I'll show you where we're at. I've just put the final coat on the exterior. Perfection Mediterranean white. Yeah, it's quite white and quite shiny. It's nice. The inside got its coat on actually 2 weeks ago. So from here I have to put it on the boat, and then I'll cut out the windows. I'll do that when it's actually fastened on the boat. You can see by the shadows it's quite early. I've pre-painted this area. Unfortunately it rained on the paint before it was fully cured, so I had to sand and polish it. Today's going to be lovely. Alright, let's get started with the little jobs. This is a day I've been looking forward to. It's going to be awesome to have a composite Dodger. First jobs, I've got to get some more extra fenders around. I have to take the boat to the service center, so I need to disconnect the power, the water. I get there, I'm going to use the overhead crane to lift the Dodger out over the water and drop it on top of the boat. Well, here we are into the service center. Backed right in and tied the boat to the wall, very close to her. I've got to watch up there the backstay. Can't get any more. Now I've got to pick up the Dodger with the crane just here and lower it out there. Probably have to swing it out a bit to drop it down onto the boat. Okay, I just got to take it a bit further out on the crane and lower it down, possibly swing it forward. Okay. Right, it's on, and it's time to get out of here. I do worry my rudder, you see. So, time to loosen the lines and move forward. It fits well enough so I'm not worried about anything. It's on. Taking most of the day, but it's finally now glued and screwed in place. Just finished the cutout. Washed the boat to get rid of all the dust. Must say it looks pretty good. Nice and light now. You can see the amount of space. The visibility is going to be pretty good. Just heading back to the helm. Look at that. Yeah. So nice. Access in and out is pretty good. Helped a lot to move that inboard a bit. But here, I don't hit my head. Tomorrow I start fitting the windows. I've already pre-cut them. And I need to detail the edge, paint the edge white, make it look nice. Yeah. No more umbrella. The windows are in and it's looking good. I'm sitting back at the helm position. The view is good. I have used polycarbonate. It's not an acrylic, it's a polycarbonate. 3mm polycarbonate. The brand I've used, Sun. It's amazing stuff. Very strong, very flexible, and ideally suited for this UV stable. On the outside, look at that, very nice. I have bolted and screwed on. In behind is 30mm wide double-sided tape. So it's actually taped in position and the bolts to hold it. This is such that I'm in a typhoon zone. If there's a typhoon and I think it's going to hit us pretty hard, I can unbolt the windows, take them off, let the air flow through. That looks pretty damn good. It keeps us dry. If you like this project and want to see more projects like that, hit the subscribe button and leave your comments down below.